Your shoes, my shoes, done walked a mile or two. Your shoes, my shoes, done all shoes can do. Oh, your shoes, my shoes, done walked a mile or two. Your shoes, my shoes, done all shoes can do. They walk with Rosa to the front of the bus. They walk with Martin when he prayed for us. They walk with me and they walk with you. They done all shoes can do. They walk with Rosa to the front of the bus. They walk with Martin when he prayed for us. They walk with me and they walk with you. Done all shoes can do. They got no laces and the heels broke down, so thin that your feet hit the ground. Can't hardly tell if they're black or they're brown, but they're good enough to get us glory. It's your shoes, my shoes, done walk a mile or two. Your shoes, my shoes, done all shoes can do. Oh, your shoes, my shoes, done walk a mile or two. Your shoes, my shoes, done all shoes can do. They've been up the mountain where trees don't grow, been across the desert where they never seen snow. Shoes so tired they can't hardly go, but they're good enough to get us glory. It's a left shoe, right shoe, don't know the size. Shoes on the ground, eyes on the prize. They've been to the river, they've been baptized, and they're good enough to get us glory. It's your shoes, my shoes, done walk a mile or two. Your shoes, my shoes, done all shoes can do. Oh, your shoes, my shoes, done walk a mile or two. Your shoes, my shoes, done all shoes can do. They walk with Rosa to the front of the bus. They walk with Martin when he prayed for us. They walk with me and they walk with you. Done all shoes can do. They walk with Rosa to the front of the bus. They walk with Martin when he prayed for us. They walk with me and they walk with you. Done all shoes can do. And they're good enough to get us to glory. Thank you very much. I am so happy to be here. I love this festival. This is just what I picture as being a great festival. And I'm delighted to be here, having missed the first 35 or so of them. I'd like you to meet two fine gentlemen, Mr. Greg Trefidlo here on mandolin, and my fine friend Robin Bullock on many instruments. Back in the Garden of Eden, that never needed weeding, Adam made himself a new straw hat. Was all that he was wearing. Eve just sat there staring, saying, Adam, you can't go out dressed like that. And that did it, blam to blam, that's when all the fun began. That's the day when all the men and women went to war. Now the battle of the sexes went from Babylon to Texas, and they'll fight, fight, fight forevermore. That mighty Roman, Cleopatra's hair was combing. She knew he was no mental acrobat. He was a great romancer, but he never should have answered when she asked him, does this dress make me look fat? And that did it, blam to blam, that's when all the fun began. That's the day when all the men and women went to war. Now the battle of the sexes run from Babylon to Texas, and they'll fight, fight, fight forevermore. Delilah said to Samson, you're so tall and dark and handsome, my heart beats like it never gonna stop. You You are so hurly-burly, your hair's so long and curly, I just think I'll take a little off the top. And that did it, blam, blam, that's when all the fun began. That's the day when all the men and women went to war. Now the battle of the sexes runs from Babylon to Texas, and they'll fight, fight, fight forevermore. George Washington and Martha sat before a glowing hearth, another soft Virginia evening drifting by. Then as the room grew colder, she asked him if she looked older, and he said, my dear, I cannot tell a lie. And that did it, blam, blam, that's when all the fun began. That's the day when all the men and women went to war. Now the battle of the sexes run from Babylon to Texas, and they'll fight, fight, fight forevermore. Oh, the battle of the sexes run from Babylon to Texas, and they'll fight, fight, fight forevermore. Thank you. Now and then we do like to get philosophical and get down to the depths. I talked last night about this horrible practice, at least as far as I'm concerned, called mountaintop mining. They used to call it strip mining, which I thought was a little more to the point. Sound like a train coming there. Oh, that's good, thanks. And it's an abominable practice as far as I'm concerned. When they take that mountain away, it's gone for good. This is called There Goes the Mountain. There goes the mountain, father of fir trees, home for the grizzlies under its snow, shorn of its timber, torn by the monster, taken by truckload to the valley below. There goes the mountain, the avalanche maker, heaven's caretaker, breeder of streams. There goes the mountain, maker of thunder, torn down for the plunder, remembered in dreams. There goes the mountain, greeter of sunrise, giant by starlight, the highest and best, the roar of the engine, the first in its lifetime, will take what men value and spit out the rest. There goes the mountain, the avalanche maker, heaven's caretaker, breeder of streams. There goes the mountain, maker of thunder, torn down for the plunder, remembered in dreams. Lord of the highland, home for the eagle, catcher of snowfall for millions of years, reeling in mudslides, robbed of its insides, prey to the skills of the cruel engineer. There goes the mountain, the avalanche maker, heaven's caretaker, breeder of streams. There goes the mountain, of thunder, torn down for the plunder, remembered in dreams, remembered in dreams, remembered in dreams. Thank you. Thank you. We did a song last night about this cowboy who told me his story on the page of my notebook. Kind of mysterious process. And soon after that, another guy showed up on my notebook page and said, "You the guy that wrote the song for the cowboy?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, here's my story. Tell this one." I'm not the one to say no to that kind of invitation. So he told me, I picture this guy as being, I have a very clear picture of him. He's about 5, 6, or 7, 155 pounds, I guess. Wears green corduroy trousers with cuffs on them, desert boots, or maybe hush puppies, turtleneck, certainly a beret. I don't know anything more about him, I just know I like him. I spend on my own, listening to Spanish guitars. Next year I say Barcelona for me, and late nights in dark Spanish bars. Sipping my whiskey, then having one more, smoking my black cigarettes, asking Dolores to come home with me, knowing I'll have no regrets. And if it's not true, what harm can it do? I know what I know. I go where I go, and if it's not true, and if it's not true, what harm can it do? What harm can it do? I know what I know. I know what I know. I go where I go. Sometimes on Sundays I stroll through the park, down by the carousel, hearing the children ride round in delight to a tune by my old friend Ravel. The one that he sang for me one rainy night as I walked with him down by the Seine. How I love Paris, the music, the fun. I go there again and again, and if it's not true, what harm can it do? I know what I know. I go where I go. It's not true. What harm can it do? I know what I know. I go where I go. Ah, the Impressionists up at the Met I visit whenever I can. His Bonjour de Vincent, Bravo de Henri, but the one that I love is Cézanne. And over his shoulder I silently watch as the small canvas turns into flames. We stopped at the inn on the way back to town, where the old men drink wine with their games. And if it's not true, what harm can it do? I know what I know. I go what harm can it do? I know what I know. I go where I go. Thank you. Some of you have observed these, what are obviously lyrics up here on the music stand, and thought to yourself, doesn't he know his own songs? And the answer is no, I don't. Especially this one, because I just finished it last night, and I can't think of a better place to do it for the first time ever than right here with you.
All right.
Which will become obvious, you'll see. 3, 4. Sunshine on the hills, Virginia morning. Looks to me like winter's finally letting go again. Spring can't come too soon for me. Outside's where I long to be. All in all, I think I'd give this day a perfect 10. It's good to be alive, Virginia morning. Good to feel your earth beneath my feet. Rise and shine, Virginia morning. We've got a sweet, sweet Virginia day to greet. Oh, rise and shine, Virginia morning. We've got a sweet, sweet Virginia day to greet. Shenandoah skies, Virginia morning. Frost is gone and now there's not a single cloud in sight. Brand new foals on wobbly pins chase each other around the pen. Makes me feel like running to a little kid in line. Oh, it's good to be alive, Virginia morning. Good to feel your earth beneath my feet. Rise and shine, Virginia morning. Got a sweet, sweet Virginia day to greet. I brought these kids to you, Virginia morning. Gonna raise them here the way my family raised me. Rolling hills and wandering streams called me through 1,000 dreams. Now I'm home to stay, and that's the way it's gonna be. Help us now. Oh, it's good to be alive, Virginia mornings. Good to feel earth beneath my feet. Rise and shine, Virginia morning. We've got a sweet, sweet Virginia day to greet. Oh, rise and shine, Virginia morning. Got a sweet, sweet Virginia day to greet. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now you see why I wanted to do it today. Thanks and gratitude come in all sizes and shapes, anything from thanks a lot, Mac, to an emotion that is too profound for words, which is how so many people, millions of people, feel about the 343 New York firefighters who gave it all on 9/11. The New York police have always been known as New York's finest, the firefighters, New York's bravest. This is for the bravest. The first plane hit the other tower right after I came in. Left a fiery gaping hole where offices had been. We stood and watched in horror as we saw the first ones fall. Then someone yelled, get out, they're trying to kill us all. I I grabbed the pictures from my desk and joined the flight for life. With every step I called the names of my children and my wife. And then we heard them coming up from several floors below. A crowd of firefighters with their heavy gear in tow. Now every time I try to sleep, I'm haunted by the sound of firemen pounding up the stairs while we were running down. And when we met them on the stairs, they said we were too slow. Get out, they yelled at us, the whole thing's gonna go. They didn't have to tell us twice, we'd seen the world on fire. We kept on running down the stairs while they kept climbing high. Now every time I try to sleep, I'm haunted by the sound of firemen pounding up the stairs while we were running down. Thank God we made it to the street. We ran through ash and smoke. I didn't know which way to run. I thought that I would choke. A fireman took me by the arm and pointed me uptown. Then Christ, I heard him whisper as the tower came roaring down. So now I go to funerals for men I never knew. The pipers play Amazing Grace as the coffins come in view. They must have known it coming when they turned and faced the fire. They sent us down to safety, then they kept on climbing high. Now every time I try to sleep, I'm haunted by the sound of firemen pounding up the stairs while we were running down. A fireman pounding up the stairs while we were running down. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. Thank you. Thank a firefighter next time you see one. New York has always meant a lot to me. I didn't grow up there. I grew up in Oklahoma, but New York, more importantly Greenwich Village, is where I took my first steps along the path I'm still on 53 years later. Most of those early steps were taken at a cellar coffee house called the Gaslight on McDougal Street. Kind of a grungy place, really. Dave Van Ronk said you didn't want to go in the Gaslight when the lights were on. But we didn't care. I mean, it had a stage, had a microphone, lights, audience. What did we care? We got up to get up 5 or 6 times a night and try our wings at what we wanted so badly to do. As I say, it was a coffee house. If you wanted something stronger, you went next door to the Kettle to Fish bar. And after we closed, some of us would hike over to Sheridan Square to a place called the Lion's Head, which was kind of a self-styled writer's pub. Most of the magazine writers, sports writers hung out there, and poets, novelists. And it had a side room, which was the main attraction for me, because they had these big round tables, and around those tables, late at night, you never knew who you'd come across singing the night away. It could be, and frequently was, the Clancy Brothers and Tommy Makem, fresh from Carnegie Hall with a dozen songs I hadn't had time to sing yet. Could be Theodore McHale, could be Ramblin' Jack Elliott, and often it was I. Now, I've become suspicious of anything smacking of nostalgia in my old age. Kind of a cheap emotion, I think. And I subscribe to whoever that was who said it's all right to look back so long as you don't stare. Having said which, I have some great memories of some wonderful friends. I miss my friends tonight, their faces shine for me, the clamor of their singing like some mad calliope, still ringing through the lion's head until the morning light. Comedians and angels, I miss my friends tonight. With Jamesons or Bushmills or Trotsky on the rocks, the Fenian at the barricade, the batter in the box, the sound of every season, a sound for every fight. Comedians and angels, I miss my friends tonight. When Dave was in his glory, singing Brecht and Weil, the Clancy's hauled a shanty out and gave us Paddy Doyle. The Mets were either best or worst, and Marx was wrong or right. Comedians and angels, I miss my friends tonight. I wonder where they are now. They could be anywhere. In hell or California, oh, back in Sheridan Square. They left us where they left us, so we'd put out the light. Comedians and angels, I miss my friends tonight. They drained the parting glass, sailed out to sea, and what a crew of rogues they made in gleeful anarchy. They sang to the horizon a song no pen could write. Comedians and angels, I miss my friends tonight. They sang to the horizon a song no pen could write. Comedians and angels, I miss my friends tonight. Thank you. I'm still learning the internet. What do you want from me? I go back to tube radio. Luckily, I have grandsons who say, "Grandpa, that's what you do," and it happens. Somebody found this on the internet and sent it to me. I thought I'd do it for you. Well, I met this young girl at a folk club, like you do, like you do. So I bought her a drink and we chatted. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? And then after the show, she invited me home, and she said we were two of a kind. Then she played me every record that Tom Paxton ever made, and you know that was the last thing on my mind. Thank you. Could I have more of my guitar? A little more of my guitar, please. I guess we better do the real one.
Yeah. That's good.
It's a lesson too late for learning, made of sand, made of sand. In the wind, come and I, my soul is turned. In your hand, in your hand. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left behind? I could have loved you better, didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. You got reasons aplenty for going. This I know, this I know. For the weeds have been steadily growing. Please don't go, please don't go. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left behind? I could have loved you better, didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. As we walk, all my thoughts keep tumbling round and round, round and round. Underneath our feet, the subway runs underground, underground. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left behind? I could have loved you better, didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. As I lie in my bed in the morning, without you, without you, each song in my breast dies a warning. Without you, without you. Are you going away with no word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left behind? I could have loved you better, didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. That was the last thing on my mind. Thank you. Thank you. Funny story. There are a lot of funny stories about that song, but my daughter Kate spent her first year of college in Scotland at St. Andrews University, and she told me about one Saturday they went to a pub, and there was a folk singer, and in his first set he sang The Last Thing on My Mind, so she went up to him during the break and said, "Thanks for singing that song. My dad wrote that song." He said, "No, he didn't." She said, "Yeah, my dad wrote that." He said he couldn't possibly have written that song. It's a Scottish folk song. I learned it from my dad. And she said, "I'm telling you." He said, "Well, wait a minute, who's your dad?" She said, "Tom Paxton." He thought for the longest time. Said, "Well, he might have written it." So ever since then, I've settled for that. I might have written it. And I have this to say. I'm saying it everywhere these days. God bless Pete Seeger. If it were not for Pete Seeger, I think a case can be made that we wouldn't be here today. This wouldn't have happened without Pete Seeger going everywhere in the world in the 50s and 60s, singing in summer camps and college campuses and union halls and wherever they'd let him sing American folk songs and protest songs and labor songs. If not for that, people like me wouldn't have got turned on and said, "I have to do that." And so I think of the world of Pete, and I still remember the first time that I went up to him in 1963 and said, "Pete, could I sing you a song I've just written?" And he said, "Sure." Let's hear it, he said. So I sang it for him, and my God, 2 weeks later, he sang it at Carnegie Hall with the Weavers on a recording. Was I excited? I didn't know whether to shit or vote Republican. Let's sing it together. He was a man, a friend of mine, stuck with me in the hard old days. Never cared if we had no dough. Rambled around in the rain and snow. And here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. In Tulsa town, we chanced to stray. Thought we'd try to work one day. Boss said he had room for one. Says my old pal, we'd rather bump. And here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Late one night in the hobo camp, the weather it was cold and damp. He got the chills and he got 'em bad. They took the only friend I had. And here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. He left me here to ramble on. My rambling pal is dead and gone. If when we die we go somewhere, I bet you $1 he's rambling there. And here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Here's to you, my rambling boy. May all your rambling bring you joy. Thank you, everybody. Greg Paxton, Robin Bullock, Tom Paxton. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.